Hello there, welcome back. So I rebranded this channel to Life, the Universe, and Someone a couple months back. And I've very obviously done a ton of content on the someone part of that, lots of relationship advice. And I've done a lot of stuff on life advice. But I haven't done anything yet on the question of the universe. What's our place in the universe? Why are we here? What are we doing? What does all of this mean? So I think it's time to do one of those videos. So here we go. And I want to talk about why I think life after death is a red herring. And bear in mind, this is coming from the perspective of someone who has actually experienced being about as dead gets without being dead. And I've certainly had a lot of these thoughts for several decades now. These are not particularly new to me. But there's a sort of a new resonance to them where I just have such a huge acceptance of it that I don't think I've really had before. So here we go. So in terms of life after death, either there is something where we go on to, there is some higher plane of existence, we get to have another go around, whatever it is. That is either real and is going to happen, or we're going to die and we're going to be cremated or just lay in the ground and that's it. Game over. So either we go on to something or we don't. If we don't, then that whole question of life after death and what do we do and what does it mean is just a red herring. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Or if we do go on to life after death, the question becomes, does the life that we live matter to that next life or that next plane of existence? Because there is the possibility we live our life, we die, we wake up, and it's time for round two or higher plane of existence, and nothing we did mattered. Like we get some sort of, they disconnect us from our power source, they do the whole, reconnect us, there's the whole factory reset. We wake up, it's like a whole brand new game of Monopoly where everything is shared out and equal, and we're standing at go waiting to roll the dice for our first turn. Maybe none of this matters for the next life. Or alternatively, if we die, we go on to a next life, and what we do matters. Something we do now or how our life has gone affects what our next thing is going to be. Well, then the question becomes, okay, so what's the criteria for that? What is the criteria for our life mattering in the next life? And at this point, it gets really confusing as we enter a giant marketplace of ideas of what that criteria is, what is important. And it's kind of like being a first-year university student arriving at college and being told there's this all-important final exam that determines your final grade and what happens to you. And the English department says it's an English exam, so you should join the English department because they're going to get you through that final exam. And the math departments say, well, it's actually a math exam and you need to join the math department to get through the exam. And the economics department say the final exam is an economics exam and you should join their department. And there's just department after department saying they're the ones with the special knowledge, the secret sauce to get you through the final exam, and they are the only ones that really matter. You could study what you want, but you better declare a major for us and be part of our department. And because they're all doing that, it's not really clear whether they actually know what the final exam is, because none of them have actually passed it yet, or they're just trying to pad their numbers and make their department look good. So it all gets very confusing. And I think the thing we have to remember, if there is some life after death, if there is a second go around, if there is some higher power or greater plane of existence or deity that we're meeting or whatever it is, I think we have to get over our arrogance that we're going to meet them as an equal. I think it's going to be far more likely that whatever that is going to be like we're kindergarten students getting off the bus after our first day at school. And we're going to be clutching this crayon drawing that is all our achievements in our life. and we're going to be showing that crayon drawing to our mom. And there's our house, there's our family, there's our cat, there's the big yellow sun. This is all my stuff. Look at what I did. And I think in that moment, we're not going to be judged on the quality of that drawing. I think we're going to be judged on what our intentions were. What were we trying to achieve when we're doing that drawing? I think we're going to be judged on how we got along with the other students that day. I think we're going to be judged on whether or not we were trying to learn anything. Basically, we're going to be judged on whether or not we were good students. And, of course, maybe none of that matters. Maybe we're just a carbon-based life form, relatively medium-sized, that lives on this blue-green speck that's just flying through the cosmos, circling a yellow sun that's one of 1,billion suns, 1,billion stars and 1,billion galaxies, and none of this matters. And when we die, and we just lay in the ground. And if that's the case, I think living a life where we are consciously trying to achieve something with good intentions, when we're trying to live a life of just basic kindness and getting along with everybody else, and living a life where we're always seeking to learn, I think that's okay. I think that's a pretty good life. Or put another way, if there is a final exam, I don't think you need to worry about it. I think all you need to focus on is just being a good student. So that's the thought for the day. Catch you next time. Talk to you soon.